Have you ever heard of a creature lurking deep within the frozen forests of northern Canada? They say it's a spirit of hunger, a monster that devours not just flesh, but the human soul. This is the story of the Wendigo, a terrifying legend passed down by the indigenous peoples of North America. The Wendigo comes from the mythology of Algonquian-speaking peoples, including the Ojibwe, Cree, Naskapi, and Innu. These communities lived in what is now Canada and the northern United States. According to their beliefs, the Wendigo is an evil spirit born from a horrifying act, cannibalism. In times of extreme hunger, especially during brutal winters, someone might be driven to eat another human being. In doing so, they became a Wendigo, a cursed creature eternally starving. Other versions of the legend say the Wendigo can also be born from greed, selfishness, or breaking sacred taboos. This made the Wendigo more than just a monster story. It was a warning deeply rooted in the harsh realities of survival, hunger, and isolation. The Wendigo is often described as a grotesque, inhuman being. Tall as a tree, emaciated to the bone, with skin stretched tightly over its frame, exposing ribs and joints. In many versions of the legend, it has antlers or a deer skull for a face, making it even more monstrous. Its eyes are lifeless, yet burn with an endless, unnatural hunger. It moves with terrifying speed and is said to let out screeches, whispers, or eerie howls that lure victims into the woods. But the most horrifying part? The more it eats, the hungrier it gets. Its hunger is not physical, it's spiritual. A bottomless, insatiable craving that can never be satisfied. In Indigenous traditions, the Wendigo wasn't just a physical being, it was also a spirit, a force of nature and moral decay. Stories were told to children not only to scare them, but to teach important lessons against cannibalism, selfishness, and the abandonment of community values. Some believed the Wendigo could possess a person, turning them into a monster without ever needing to consume human flesh. A possessed person would grow withdrawn, violent, obsessed with meat, especially human meat. This condition was known as Wendigo psychosis, and it was even documented by early European settlers and missionaries. People believed that someone showing signs of Wendigo possession had to be exiled, or sometimes even killed, not out of hate, but to protect the tribe. The Wendigo represented a threat not just to one person, but to the entire community. Throughout history, Indigenous communities developed various rituals and methods to protect themselves from the Wendigo. Some believed that fire was the only way to truly destroy the creature. Burning its remains would prevent it from returning. Others used sacred herbs, prayers, and ceremonies led by shamans or medicine men who acted as spiritual guardians, attempting to banish or trap the spirit. In some stories, hunters and warriors would set traps or try to outsmart the Wendigo by using its own hunger against it, luring it into dangerous terrain or away from their villages. But the fight was never just physical. It was a battle of wills, faith, and community strength. The Wendigo symbolized the destructive power of selfishness and isolation, so staying connected to one another, sharing resources, and upholding moral codes were considered the best defenses against becoming prey to the spirit. In the 20th and 21st centuries, the Wendigo has become a popular figure in horror and pop culture. You can find it in films, TV shows, video games, even comics. In the game Until Dawn, the Wendigo plays a central role, and in the series Hannibal, it appears as a symbolic hallucination of evil. Today, many see the Wendigo as a metaphor, not just for hunger, but for addiction, isolation, greed, and the dark parts of the human psyche. Some scholars even argue that the Wendigo was a precursor to zombie or vampire myths, creatures that consume endlessly and lose all sense of humanity. So, is the Wendigo just a scary creature from ancient stories? Or is it something more? A metaphor for our darker instincts? A warning of what happens when we forget our humanity in the name of survival? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you want to hear more myths and legends from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, And beware the voice that calls you from deep within the forest.